The AIMS report on Sushant Singh Rajput has put an end essentially to the mystery surrounding his death. And Sushant Singh Rajput's family is now unhappy with the top institution's findings, which says that the actor died by suicide. Sushant's family has demanded that a new forensic team probe the late actor's death. Sushant's family lawyer Vikas Singh will meet with CBI Director Rishi Kumar Shukla today in the capital, requesting him to constitute a fresh forensic team. Vikas Singh earlier had said that they yet to receive the AIMS panel report, and while terming it as unsettling and raised doubts about its conclusiveness, Vikas Singh has said that they want a fresh team. In its report, AIMS categorically said that Sushant died by suicide, ruling out the possibility of SSR being poisoned or murdered.
Conspiracy theories, prejudices and innuendos, concocted claims to fan emotions, live trials in media courtrooms. From murder to money laundering, to movie mafia to drug cartel. The investigation into Sushant Singh Rajput's death has gone on at different tangents. But the truth has finally revealed itself. Over 3 months after Sushant's death, country's topmost health institute, All India Institute of Medical Sciences Committee of Experts had told the CBI that the actor died by suicide. Dr. Sudhir Gupta, who headed the 7-member AIMS panel, says all the doctors, the senior most in forensic department, came to the same conclusion. Sushant was not murdered.
The AIMS lead investigator, Dr. Sudhir Gupta, has confirmed to India Today and Aaj Tak that it was indeed after the incriminating evidence was looked at, it was found that the Sushant Singh Rajput's death was indeed suicide and not murder. In fact, the esteemed panel of AIMS doctors has also confirmed that due to the ligature marks that were present on his neck, it is possible that a complete and partial hanging could have happened. This after the crime scene was recreated by the expert team of the FSL as well as the expert panel of AIMS doctors, bringing to a conclusive and unanimous evidence that Sushant Singh Rajput's death was not murder but a case of suicide.
The findings of the AIMS team is similar to that of the Cooper Hospital, which conducted the post-mortem of the actor. 5 doctors of the Mumbai hospital too had ruled out murder.
The AIMS team and CFSL team did a crime scene recreation inside the bedroom of Sushant Singh Rajput's residence. A detailed analysis was done at the spot where Sushant's body was found. Measurements were taken, after which the viscera of Sushant Singh Rajput was sent again for reanalysis at the CFSL, which again ruled out that there were no poison or effluent found, which was similar to the Kalina Forensic Science Laboratory report as cited by Mumbai police earlier.
11 doctors, 7 from AIMS and 5 from Cooper reaching the same conclusion. Sushant's family, however, is not willing to accept the AIMS report. Sushant's family lawyer questioned how AIMS panel gave a conclusive report in the absence of a body. AIMS report is now with the CBI. The agency will study all angles before coming to its conclusion in a case that has had the entire country transfixed for over 3 months. With Divyesh Singh and Milan Sharma, Bureau Report, India Today.
The AIMS report has confirmed that Sushant Singh Rajput was not murdered. He died by suicide. Now, the AIMS panel that looked into the actor's death has already submitted its report to the CBI, which will now decide on the future course of action. The Shiv Sena is now claiming moral victory and is demanding an apology from those who had targeted the Mumbai police time and again in the course of this investigation.
Sushant Singh Rajput was not poisoned. He was not murdered. The actor died by suicide. A 7-member committee of the All India Institute of Medical Sciences, or AIMS, has submitted its report to the CBI, ruling out foul play. With the AIMS findings now public, the Maharashtra government and Mumbai police are claiming vindication. The Shiv Sena, under attack from various quarters over Sushant's death, has come out all guns blazing. Its mouthpiece Samna went ballistic in an article, targeting the Bihar government and former Director General of Police Gupteshwar Pandey in particular. Samna has demanded that politicians and channels that bark like dogs should now apologize to Maharashtra. It accused Nitish Kumar of raking up the issue with elections in mind and claimed a conspiracy to defame Maharashtra.
हमेशा पहले दिन से एक बहुत बड़ा षड्यंत्र यहाँ रचा गया। एक तो राज्य सरकार को बदनाम, महाराष्ट्र सरकार को बदनाम करना, मुंबई पुलिस को बदनाम करना, ठाकरे परिवार को बदनाम करना, हम सभी के खिलाफ एक बदनामी का एक मुहिम चलाना। लेकिन उससे सुशांत को न्याय नहीं मिला। ये सब लोग मिलकर सुशांत को भी बदनाम कर रहे हैं और सुशांत के परिवार को भी बदनाम कर रहे हैं।
The Sena from the beginning had pitched it as a fight for Maharashtra's pride, forcing the BJP to walk a tightrope. Former Chief Minister Devendra Fadnavis, who is the BJP's in charge for the Bihar elections, has been muted in his response to the allegations by his Bihar colleagues. The state party too has not been very aggressive, but accused the Sena of insulting the dead.
शिवसेना नेताओं ने सुशांत के बुजुर्ग पिता को और उनके पूरे परिवार को अपमानित किया था। कम से कम सुशांत मौत के द्वार पर भगवान के घर गए हैं। मौत के बाद दुश्मन भी हो तो उसके पीठ पीछे भला बुरा नहीं कहा जाता। ये हिंदू धर्म का संस्कार है। शायद शिवसेना के नेता भूल चुके हैं।
The Sena has hit back, claiming the Mumbai police had not made Sushant's drug habits public, which was done by other agencies.
There is no end to controversy and politics over Sushant Singh Rajput's death. Even after AIIMS forensic report, questions are being raised and political slugfest is on. Given the upcoming Bihar election, it's likely that this is not going to end soon. With camera person Mangesh Ambre, Mustafa Sheikh in Mumbai for India Today.
Moving on to some other stories we're tracking this morning. There's a massive political storm that's erupted after the death of a BJP leader, Manish Shukla, in Bengal's Titagarh region. The BJP has blamed the ruling TMC government for the shooting and has called for a CBI investigation into the death of the BJP leader. Bengal Governor Jagdeep Dhankar spoke to the Chief Secretary regarding this incident. After meeting with the Governor, BJP Central Observer for Bengal, Kailash Vijayvargiya, also met with the family of the deceased leader. BJP has claimed that 115 leaders of its party have been killed in different incidents in West Bengal alone since 2014 and has blamed Chief Minister Mamata Banerjee for a lack of law and order in the state. The TMC has denied all these allegations, blaming the BJP for the death of its 42-year-old leader. And let's also get you the latest on the investigation into the Hathras case. Even more shocking is what really has followed the alleged rape and murder of the woman. Bulgari is simmering with upper caste Thakur community, now holding village meetings against the victim's family. Maushmi Singh gets you this report from Ground Zero.
Days after the alleged rape and murder of a 19-year-old Dalit woman in Hathras, a disturbing calm prevails in Bulgari village. Leaders who thrive on caste politics have grabbed the opportunity to get mileage. This is former BJP MLA Rajveer Singh Pehelwan holding a meeting of the upper caste Thakur community at his residence. He slams the media and questions the intentions of the victim's family.
जिस दिन से ये प्रकरण हुआ है, प्रकरण के बाद मीडिया ने जिस तरह से इसको झूठा प्रसारित किया है कि ऐसी घटना हुई, बलात्कार हुआ, ये बिल्कुल गलत है। हमने जब प्रदेश सरकार को अपनी मांगे बताई कि दूध का दूध और पानी का पानी के लिए नारकोटिक्स होना चाहिए और सीबीआई जांच की आदेश होने चाहिए जिससे कि सत्य का सत्य पता लग जाए।
Sporadic protests, letters written in blood, dharnas. The upper castes are rallying behind the suspects. The victim belonged to the Valmiki community. Her house is in a pocket that has a high concentration of Thakur population, leading to fears of a possible backlash. A visit by Bhim Army Chief Chandrasekhar added fuel to the fire.
आपके सामने यहाँ एडिशनल एसपी खड़े हैं, वो मुझसे कह रहे हैं कि आपको जल्दी निकलना पड़ेगा, यहाँ लोग इकट्ठा हो रहे हैं आपको मारने के लिए। आज मेरी जान भी यहाँ जाएगी, लेकिन मैं अपनी बहनों को का अगर जब अपमान होगा तो चुप नहीं बैठूंगा और मैं अपने परिवार सुरक्षा के साथ खड़ा हूँ।
The ugly caste divide is there for all to see. The incident has opened up a festering wound. The Valmikis have a strong presence in western UP, stretching to almost 25 districts. They have been staunch BJP supporters in recent times. The caste fissures are a blow to the BJP.
जातीय रंग देने का कार्य अजय विश जी कर रहे हैं। आरोपी भी इन्हीं के बिरादरी के, वही झगड़े की जड़ हैं। उनके बगैर इजाजत को जला कैसे सकता है? ये डीएम, एसपी, आईजीओ ये सब कुछ नहीं है। ये इतना बड़ा फैसला डीएम, एसपी या लोकल अधिकारी नहीं दे सकते।
The heightened political attention has further worsened matters in the village. Some Dalit organizations supporting the victim believe highlighting the caste has added to their woes.
This is one kind of ill treatment which we have given to this all incident. The administration has revealed the caste of the victim. Even the name you have revealed that.
The family fear that once they are left to fend for themselves, they will face the wrath of the upper caste community. That said, they know that life for them in their village they called home is never going to be normal again. The big question really is, when will we as a country be able to fix a broken system? With video journalist Shakil Ahmed, this is Mosmi Singh in Hathras for India Today.
Day 3 of Rahul Gandhi's mega 3-day Kheti Bachao Yatra against the Modi government over the contentious farm laws. And on day 2 of his tractor rally in Punjab, Rahul Gandhi claimed that Prime Minister Modi was destroying farmers and labourers with the 3 farm reforms, just as he destroyed small traders with demonetization and GST. Punjab Chief Minister Captain Amrinder Singh has assured that the newly passed farm laws will be repealed once Rahul becomes Prime Minister. Rahul and Amrinder are also slated to hold a joint press conference at 11 a.m. today. A massive showdown, meanwhile, is also expected as Rahul will be reaching Pehwa in Haryana from Punjab. He will then head to Kurukshetra, where he'll conclude his rally. The Haryana government has said that the Congress MP can bring only a few people in the state, making it clear that a big crowd will not be allowed. Chief Minister Manohar Lal Khattar has assured that nobody will be allowed to vitiate the atmosphere in the state.
नरेंद्र मोदी जी, आपको समझना पड़ेगा, हिंदुस्तान की किसान की शक्ति, मजदूर की शक्ति आपको हम समझाने जा रहे हैं। अब ये मत सोचिए कोरोना का समय है, किसान घर बैठ जाएगा, मजदूर घर बैठ जाएगा। नहीं, किसान मजदूर सब के सब सड़क पर आएंगे, आपकी सरकार से लड़ेंगे और इन कानूनों को रद्द करके दिखाएंगे।
अकेले आना है, जितनी बार मर्जी आओ। अगर पंजाब से जुलूस लेकर आओगे, हुड़दंगियों को लेकर आओगे, तो हम हरियाणा की शांति को भंग नहीं होने देंगे। कायदे से आना है तो आप आइए, हमें कोई इतराज नहीं है। सरकार की हिदायतों के अनुसार अभी कोरोना काल चल रहा है, 100 आदमी से ज्यादा कहीं इकट्ठे नहीं हो सकते, और वो नियम आम आदमी के लिए भी है, राहुल गांधी के लिए भी है।
देखिए, डेमोक्रेसी में हर किसी को अपनी बात कहने का अधिकार है, हमें उसमें कोई आपत्ति नहीं है। केवल वातावरण को खराब ना करें और लॉ एंड ऑर्डर की स्थिति को अपने हाथ में न लें, तो हमको कोई आपत्ति नहीं। इस प्रकार के
गृह मंत्री का बयान आया था कि उनको आने ही नहीं दिया जाएगा।
ऐसा नहीं है, केवल अगर वो झुंड बना करके यानी पंजाब की ओर से कोई बड़ा प्रोसेशन लेकर के आएंगे तो वो नहीं, उनकी अपनी यात्रा है, वो हरियाणा के लोगों को साथ लेकर यात्रा करते हैं, तो हमको कोई आपत्ति नहीं।
And after the new farm laws were brought in by the centre, there's been a debate on whether contract farming would be beneficial to farmers or not. In West Bengal's Burdwan, the concept has been in practice for long. The farmers, however, are divided on its feasibility in the current times. Indrajit Kundu gets you this ground report.
अब देश का किसान कहीं पर भी किसी को भी अपनी उपज बेच सकता है।
The farm reforms initiated by the Narendra Modi government will allow, among many other things, contract farming. This concept, however, is not new to these farmers in West Bengal's Bardhaman district. All of them have been into corporate contract farming. But a few years down the line, they can't agree on whether it is still good for them.
এইটা যেমন পেপসি আমাদেরকে যেমন আলুর দামটা আজকে দীর্ঘ কত বছর ধরে ওই একই জায়গায় রেখেছে, ওরা তো কিছু বাড়ালে এত খুশি হয়। এবছর যেমন যদি না বাড়ায় তাহলে চাষিরা হয়তো পেপসি চাষ করতে যাবে না, পারবে না করতে, পারবে না। কারণ বেড়ে গেছে। ধরুন আজকে এই যে চাপানের দামটা এত বেড়ে গেল, ট্রাক্টরের চষার দামটা বেড়ে গেল, তেলের দাম বেড়ে গেল, লেবারের দাম বেড়ে গেল, সবটা বেড়ে যাচ্ছে, তাহলে তো আমার খরচাটা বেড়ে যাচ্ছে, দামটা সে এক জায়গাতেই।
Pradeep Chakrabarti says he has been into contract farming for more than a decade. Nowadays, he also works in a nearby biscuit factory to feed his family of 6.
না, আমার ছেলে আশা করি আর আসবে না। কারণ হচ্ছে যে আমরা এই দীর্ঘদিন ধরে চাষ করে কোনো রকম লভ্যাংশের জায়গায় যেতে পারছি না, যেহেতু বুঝলেন তো এইভাবে সংসার চালানো দায় হয়ে দাঁড়াচ্ছে। সেক্ষেত্রে পরবর্তী জেনারেশনে আমি চাইবো আমার ছেলেও একটু ডেভেলপ হোক, একটু পড়াশোনা করে একটু হোক।
Contract farming with MNCs assures farmers stability in prices. Naresh Chandra Das, who has 40 bighas of land, is a vocal supporter of contract farming.
আমার কথা আমি সাধারণত অনেক কম্পেয়ার করে দেখেছি, কন্ট্রাক্ট হলে ভালো। এই কারণে যদি ফিক্স একটা দর বেঁধে দেয়, যেমন পেপসির মধ্যে যদি দর বেঁধে দেয় জ্যোতি আলু, যে পেপসি যেমন 550, ও বলো 500 টাকা, তাহলে 100 বস্তা আলু হলে 50,000 টাকা সে বিঘে পাচ্ছি, 20 টাকা খরচা, 30 টাকা লাভ থাকবে। আর যদি ওই কন্ট্রাক্ট না হলে এবার যে যেমন ওই 100 টাকা যখন আলু উঠবে তখন বলবে 200 টাকা, যারা ফুটেরা কিনে যাবে।
Farmers say that even though there has been a nominal increase in the price that corporates pay for their farm produce, there has been an exponential rise in the input cost given high price of labor and that of fertilizer. And therefore, margins are coming down. And the only reason for them to stick around with corporate farming is the assurance that they have a fixed buyer to sell their produce. With camera person Probir Biswas, Indrajit for India Today in Kolkata.
Delhi has claimed the top spot in the IPL table after thrashing Virat Kohli's Bangalore by 59 runs. Bangalore was set a target of 197 runs and could never get going. RCB's openers were dismissed with just 27 runs on the board. AB de Villiers tried to up the ante but was caught off Andrik Nokie for just 9. Kagiso Rabada dismissed Virat Kohli to reduce Bangalore to 94 for 5 in the 14th over. The speedster finished with 4 wickets and gave away just 24 runs as Bangalore finished with 137 for 9. Akshar Patel was named man of the match for his exceptional spell of 2 for 18. Mumbai Indians will take on Rajasthan Royals in match 21 of the IPL. Rohit Sharma's men are in top form and have 3 wins in 5 games. Mumbai beat Hyderabad in their last game and will look to consolidate their position in the top half of the table. Rajasthan, on the other hand, will look to avoid a hat-trick of losses. The Royals have 2 wins in 4 games. Abu Dhabi will host the tie. Action kick-starts as usual at 7:30 p.m.
Hello everyone, this is Rahul Kamal here. Hope you enjoyed this video. For the latest news and analysis, like and subscribe the India Today YouTube channel and don't forget to press the bell icon to stay updated.